This is the most important thing. It's our biggest opportunity. It's our biggest challenge.
So many people try to do so much when they're young and they don't even focus on the things that are truly important, and that's their future. They try to do so many things that they think are fun at the moment, yet don't benefit them at all in their future. They're all focused about the present and nothing about what is to come. A great thing to work on is your financial statements for your future.
My thing was that I just love doing software. I loved hiring people.
You want to make sure that you have enough money to be able to invest in yourself. That can be by putting money aside to grow for your future. That is one of the most powerful things you can do with your money, is make it work for you while you're sleeping at night. That can be through a slew of investments, whether that's in the stock market or real estate property or different business ventures that you want to invest in.
I love learning company courses and things, so I love being a student.
Whatever the case may be, find a way to diverse your monetary value. Also, don't worry about what other people think about what you're doing. You need to make sure that you know deep down in your heart of hearts that whatever you're doing is the best for you. There are going to be a lot of people out there that are telling you that what you're trying to do is a waste of time or you're never going to be successful in that. And the haters and the naysayers are the ones that you need to use as motivation.
You know, my fascination with building software came at a very early age.
Every time they speak, you should take what they say, keep it in your mind, and use it to push you forward, because when you prove them wrong, it will be an incredible feeling and you're going to be on cloud 9 for as long as you can remember, because that moment where they said you can't and you decided to prove them wrong.
There was a broad awareness that Microsoft was very unique as a software company. When I started Microsoft, I didn't think of it as all that risky. I mean, I was so excited about what we were doing. It's true I could have gone bankrupt. You know, I had a set of skills that were highly employable, and in fact, my parents were still willing to let me go back to Harvard and finish my education if I wanted to. The thing that was scary to me wasn't quitting and starting the company. It was when I started hiring my friends and they expected to be paid. And then we had customers who went bankrupt, customers that I'd counted on to come through. And so then I got this incredibly conservative approach that I wanted to have enough money in the bank to pay a year's worth of payroll, even if we didn't get any payments coming in. You know, I'm almost through to that the whole time. We have about 10 billion now, which is pretty much enough for the next year. If you're going to start a company, it takes so much energy that, you know, it better overcome your feeling of risk. I don't think that you necessarily, if you're going to start a company, should do it at the start of your career. I think there's a lot to be said for working for a company, learning how they do things. You know, if you're young, it's hard to go lease premises. They made that hard for me. You couldn't rent a car. You find an idea that requires 3 or 4 years of improvement and patience and really sticking with it. That we're very good at that. Take Windows, which we bet our company on. Everybody doubted that would succeed. IBM did not support us in that. It took longer than we expected, over 4 years before finally graphical interface got popular. And now people take it for granted. It's part of every personal computer and you just expect it to be there. That was one of the grand successes of the company. In the same way, we're betting on the internet, that our tools there will be popular and that a few of these content plays that we've decided to get involved in, that the scale and the users will make those into great business. And then at night, after the kids have gone to bed, I'm on email a great deal. I get messages during the day. That's my chance to give long responses. And then over the weekend, I send a lot of mail as well. I take 2 weeks a year to just go off and read and think, where I'm not interrupted by work or anything else. I'm just solidly trying to think about the future, and people get to send me things to read as part of that so-called Think Week. So it's a nice mix of things. About 25% of the time then I'm out traveling around meeting with customers, Europe, Asia, and that sort of helps me think, okay, do we have the right priorities? What are people responding well to, and what would they like to see us do better? Mostly I love software. I do remember at the private school I went to, there were other kids whose families were better off, like they had a Porsche or something, but it wasn't that big of a deal. My thing was that I just loved doing software, I loved hiring people, and I was stunned when it ended up being so valuable. Because I always had to be careful that we wouldn't hire too many people. I was always worried because I was people who worked for me were older than me and they had kids, and I always thought, well, what if we don't get paid? Will I be able to meet the payroll? So I was always very conservative about the finances. Well, I always wanted to have enough money in the bank so that even if our customers didn't pay us for a year, we could still keep paying everybody and do the R&D. So I'd still be viewed as conservative. You know, I don't have that many things that are extravagant. Taste didn't change too much. I'm a weird dropout because I take college courses all the time. I love learning company courses, and there were smart people around, and you know, they fed you and they gave you these nice grades that made you feel smart. I feel it was unfortunate that I didn't get to stay there, but I don't think I missed any knowledge because, you know, whatever I needed to learn, I was still in a learning mode. It's like, hey, should we trust them? You know, that's so weird. We've never seen something like that before. So yes, we had to fight for acceptance. I couldn't rent cars, so I had to take cabs around because I was too young, and you know, probably some people were a little tough. But then as we got a little bit of success, people were fascinated by this deep belief we had in software. There's some Fortune cover that says the deal that made Bill Gates $360 million or some weird thing like that.
Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you haven't already, please go ahead and like the video. Go and subscribe to the channel if you're new, and let us know what you thought down in the comment section below.